but horizontally too. Expand your learning curve to explore challenging and fulfilling projects. Work with cutting-edge technology tools to stay ahead of the changing world. Make big things happen by joining forces with a disruptive market leader, which has customers at the heart of every solution. And while you thrive, our collaborative culture will ensure your physical, emotional, and social well-being, because you matter to us. Expect opportunities to bring out your best self via regular learning sessions, well-being programs, and medical assistance that are embedded in a culture of trust, warmth, belonging, and appreciation. Welcome to IDFC First Bank's talent pool, where you get stability of a bank, flexibility of a startup, and technology of a fintech. So, are you ready to elevate your banking career?
Hi everyone, hope I'm audible. If you're able to hear me, please give me a thumbs up. Great. So I'm going to share my screen. Once my screen is visible, please let me know either on the chat box or by giving a thumbs up. Hope my screen is visible. Great. So welcome to this webinar. Here we will be discussing about how you all can join IDFC First Bank, what is the selection process, what is the eligibility criteria, and everything. During this course of presentation, of course, you all will have certain doubts and queries, right? But when I'm presenting the screen, or unless I'm asking you certain questions while I'm talking, right, please don't post any doubt or query in the chat box, because I will not be in a position to answer them. However, once the presentation is over, we will have a dedicated Q&A session. During that time, you guys can post all your queries, all your doubts, and I'll get them answered one by one. I hope the flow is clear to everyone. Also, along the course of this webinar, I will be conducting certain polls to understand our audience today and how we can essentially help them. So do participate in these polls. Okay. So before I further get into the presentation, I have one poll for everyone. Just let me enable the poll. I think there is some problem in the poll. So, okay. So before we start the presentation, just wanted to understand a bit about your experience. So are you guys freshers, or you have certain experience behind your back? You can answer in the chat box. So majority of you are freshers. Great. So for freshers and people who have less than 2 years of experience, this IDFC bank opportunity is really going to be one of the best opportunities which you guys have got in your career. Why? This is something which I will be explaining in the further slides. So before I start off with the bank, the kind of opportunity which we have, I would like to take a moment to talk about us, Times Pro, right? So are you guys aware of who we are or what Times Pro actually is? Any idea? You can write in the chat box. Any idea who we are or what Times Pro actually is? Okay, so majority of you don't know about Times Pro. That's fair enough. So some of the brands or logos which are visible on your screen, right? Like the Times of India, Times Now, Economic Times, Times Job, right? Movies Now, the new movie channel. I hope you all have heard these names, right? So all the brands which you are getting to see on your screen are a part of Times Group. So Times Group is a 186-year-old organization. Times Pro is a part of the same Times Group, and we cater to the education segment. Okay. So what we actually do is we empower today's youth, people like you who are fresh graduates or who have less than 1 year of experience with the relevant skill sets, so that they can get their dream job in today's market. And why we are important? This, the reason is very simple. The sad reality of today's education system in India is that the skill sets which the corporates are looking for from the freshers, that is something which we are not giving to the students. So you can see that unemployment rate in India is almost on a 10-year high. People have their degrees, be it a postgraduate degree or a graduate degree, but they are not even able to get a basic job. Majority of them are starting their career with a job of 15,000, 20,000 per month. Is that even required if you have a degree with you, right? So here Times is essentially to bridge the skill gap which today's youth possess. We will be empowering you with the relevant skill sets, which will eventually help you to get your dream job with reputed organizations or banks like an IDFC First. Okay. And apart from the credibility of the Times Group, the brand name of Times Group, we have also received a couple of awards. One notable award is essentially the Best Employability Award, which we have received 2 years back because of our job-focused programs for the early career people like you. Now, before I start off with this slide, just want to understand that whenever you are joining any sector or any job, right? So what mainly motivates you? Why do you want to join a specific organization or a specific job or sector? What are you essentially looking for? You can answer in the chat box. Growth, okay. Experience, passion, good career. So growth, income, which is essentially a growth part. Okay. So majority of you are looking to join a sector because of the growth part associated with it, right? Now, when we talk about the growth and future opportunities in India, nothing can reach the banking sector. Okay. Why? I'll explain you. So think of the Indian economy, right? So every year, thousands of fresh graduates like you are joining the workforce. Majority of you will be joining an organization maybe 2 months or 3 months down the line. So whenever you are joining any organization, you have to open a salary account, right? To open a salary account, you will approach a bank. Majority of you will either go for a home loan or a car loan maybe after 1 year or 2 year, right? For that as well, you have to approach a bank. So you can understand that the demand for the banking products in India will always be on a rise. And hence, people who are working in the banking sector, they will also witness the same growth in their career as well. So if I give you the starting package for freshers in the banking sector, is around 2.5 to 3 lakhs. There are other banks which pay much more, which we'll cover later. So average package for a fresher with 0 year of experience is around 3 lakhs per annum, right? After 2 years, this 3 lakhs will become a 6 lakh. After 7 years down the line or 5 years down the line in the banking sector, you get the chance of getting promoted to the position of a branch manager or a deputy branch manager. In that case, the starting package is around 12 lakhs per annum. So just look at the growth trajectory. 5 years in banking sector, right? And you are going from 3 lakhs to 12 lakhs, which is 4 times, right? Compare the same with any other sector in India. In today's time, majority of our friends or family members are either working in IT or any other service sector, right? If you talk to them, you will get to know that their yearly hike, which means that the yearly increment which they get in their salary is around 8 to 10% at the very maximum. So do a simple calculation. With 8 to 10% hike, a person who is starting his or her career at 3 lakhs, that person will take at least 3 to 4 years time, at least 4 years time to get to 6 lakhs, right? And in 5 years time, you're moving from 3 lakhs to 12 lakhs. This is the gap. This is the growth which only banking sector in India can give you. Apart from the growth part, one very, very relevant reason of joining the banking sector is essentially, can anyone tell me what can be the second most important reason of joining the banking sector? You can write in your responses in the chat box. Apart from the growth, why should people join the banking sector? Yes, Rajendra's answer is more or less correct. That is stability, which means job security. Have you ever come across any news in the last 15, 20, 25 years that XYZ bank has decided that it is going to lay off hundreds of people? Never, right? But now, recently, we all are aware of certain news that TCS is looking to lay off 12,000 employees, right? Infosys is looking to lay off 6,000 employees. Microsoft, which is one of the biggest tech giants, right? It has laid off hundreds of people in the last 2 months. So job security, which is very much predominant in today's time, is something only the banking sector can give you. That's why today's generation should look to join the banking sector because of stability being the second reason, job security being the second reason, and the primary reason being the growth opportunity, the salary, the designation. And thirdly is essentially the work-life balance, right? We all know that come any public holiday, banks remain closed, right? Banks operate from 9 to 5. On alternate Saturdays, banks will remain closed. So if you're joining a banking sector, the work-life balance, which is very much needed so that we can have a healthy lifestyle, is something which only the banking sector can fulfill. So these are the three main reasons why you should join banking sector. And I would suggest that on the screen, you can see a QR code, right? Scan the QR code and upload your resume, because for IDFC first bank opportunity, the first preference or the preference will be only given to candidates who have uploaded their resumes. Hundreds of people are attending this webinar, right? My team will only reach out to those people who have uploaded their resumes. So if you guys think that yes, banking sector is the only sector or the sector where I would like to see my career move and I want to grow in this sector and take advantages of job security, job opportunities, the career growth, upload your resume by scanning the QR code, or one of my team members have already given the link in the chat box. Click on the link and upload your resume. We will only reach out to those people who have uploaded their resumes for the IDFC first job opportunity. Just give me a second. Yeah. Now let's talk about IDFC First Bank. Now see the customer base, nationwide coverage, which means in which cities IDFC Bank is present, how many branches are there, how many employees are working, what are the products and services. These things you guys can easily find out from the internet. I really don't have to spend time here. But what I would like to talk to you about IDFC Bank are three important points. Okay. First point, which is mentioned on the screen. I hope you guys can see, right? IDFC First Bank was listed in Forbes World's Best Banks to work with a rank of 13 in India. In 2025, IDFC Bank is recognized as the best private sector bank. Now, what is very much important to understand that IDFC Bank is established or was established in 2015. So it's been only 10 years, right? In 10 years, it is not only competing with the likes of an Axis Bank, HDFC Bank, which is the biggest private sector bank in India, right? Axis, HDFC, Kotak Mahindra, but it is also essentially leaving them far behind. For a bank which is only 10 years old, for that bank to win the best private sector bank award or to get listed in Forbes world's best banks, right? It is a huge, huge commendable task. And do understand that when any organization wins any award like this, it wins because of its employees. If the employees are nurtured, they are mentored, they are trained well, if the employees are getting a chance to implement newer ideas, only then an organization can grow and can get this kind of awards. All these things are possible only in IDFC Bank. Why? It's a young bank, only 10 years, right? So people who are joining this bank as freshers, like you, who will be joining this bank, you guys will get ample opportunity to implement your new ideas so that the bank can grow or go to newer heights. You will be mentored by your managers so that you can get into a phase where in future you guys can lead the bank to newer heights. You will be trained, you will be experiencing a lot of learning there because learning, mentorship, open to new ideas happen once when an organization is in its young stage, right? That's it. That's what IDFC currently is. So if you guys are interested to join this bank and be the next change, upload your resume if you haven't yet. I believe, I actually hope that all of you upload this resume, upload your resume so that all of you can get the chance of getting interviewed by this bank. The interview preference will only be given to the people who have uploaded their resumes. Can I get a confirmation in the chat box that everyone has uploaded the resume? Either you can scan the QR code which is visible on the screen, or you can click the link in the chat box which my team member has given you. Please upload your resume because we will only give the interview call or the interview option to people who have shared their resumes with us. Great. Let me move to the next screen. Now the position which we have with IDFC Bank, right? This is an associate manager acquisition profile. So this is a full-time opportunity with IDFC Bank. This is not a contractual job. You will be getting your salary directly from IDFC Bank, right? So all the perks, the benefits which a banking employee gets, like PF, gratuity, mediclaim insurance, all those benefits will be given to you as well. And do note the designation. You are getting the designation of a manager, right? Even a fresher with 0 year of experience will get the same designation. Why? Because IDFC First Bank believes that if a person is deserving, if a person has the potential to do well, the designation should not essentially be a problem for that person. So even if you're a fresher, you will be getting the designation of a manager, and that's why at the beginning of this presentation, at the beginning of this webinar, I have said that this is a very rare opportunity, right? Freshers don't get manager designation. Anyone who is not in banking sector, right? That person, if he's joining, he will or she will also he or she will also get the manager designation. So this is a very, very rare opportunity because you guys know that if you are now joining a bank as a fresher, right? You guys will be joining in as an executive. Manager designation is kept for people who have at least 3 to 4 years of banking experience. But you are getting the manager designation with IDFC First Bank. Now let's talk about the roles and responsibilities. Okay. As the name suggests, the primary responsibility will be customer acquisition. You have to acquire new customers for the bank. In savings, current account, you have to interact with the HNI clients and maintain strong relationship with IDFC First Bank. So sales relationship building are of primary importance. Apart from that, you will be also involved ensuring that the sales compliance are done. You will be also involved in market analysis, monitoring the market trends, understanding what other products the competitor banks are launching into the market, and take the same feedback to your superiors and help them to devise similar kind of programs catering to the bank's customers. Yes, this is a sales profile. This is a customer acquisition profile. But you will be essentially joining in the position of a manager. So all the benefits which a manager gets, he will be getting the same benefits. And this is essentially a sneak peek into the career graph, which I have already covered previously about the growth prospect, right? So if you start as an associate manager, in 6 years' time, you can get to a branch manager position with almost 4 times your starting package. And the next year, after a year, you can be promoted. If you are joining in 2025 as an associate manager, in 1 year, you will be promoted to deputy manager. So this is the career graph for you at IDFC First Bank. In 6 years, you will become a branch manager with almost 4 times your starting package. Now, let's talk about the eligibility criteria. Okay. Your age has to be less than 26 years. 50% marks in 10, 12, and graduation are mandatory. And you should have good communication skills. Okay. Now let's talk about the perks. Starting salary is 4 lakhs per annum, plus additional incentives and the benefits. And you need to travel locally for customer acquisition. The current job location which we have are Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, and Chennai. Okay. Now, why this is a very rare opportunity, especially for the freshers or people who have less than 2 years of experience in other sector apart from banking, because you know that if you're applying to any kind of a job in the banking sector, it will be at an executive level, and the package is around 2.5 to 3 lakhs. That's the maximum which they offer to freshers and people who don't have any banking experience. IDFC First is offering you 4 lakh package plus additional incentives based on your performance and the numbers which you are essentially delivering as a part of your target, right? Additional benefits like PF, gratuity, medical insurance will be there. So 4 lakh package essentially boils down to around 32, 33,000 in hand. This is a very, very good package to start your career in the banking sector, because 1 year down the line, this 4 lakh will become at least a 5 lakh. 6 years down the line, if you are essentially getting to the branch manager position, 4 lakh becomes a 16 lakh, right? This is the kind of growth you can expect in IDFC First Bank. Let's discuss about the selection process now, right? So first, people who have submitted their resumes, eligibility check will be done by my team. So my team will reach out to all the people who have uploaded their resumes. Okay. So once the eligibility check is done, then there will be an online aptitude test. The online aptitude test covers basic of logical reasoning, English, and which is verbal ability and mathematics. So once you clear the online aptitude test, you have to pay a registration fee of 500 rupees, which will be refundable at a later stage. This 500 registration amount is completely refundable. Okay. Once you have paid the registration amount of 500 rupees, we will be conducting a virtual interview. Once you clear the virtual interview, you will go for a face-to-face interview at IDFC First Bank in any of the four locations: Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, or Bangalore, wherever you are currently based out of. The final face-to-face interview will be happening at IDFC First Bank office. Once you clear the face-to-face interview, you will be getting a letter of intent or conditional of a letter from IDFC First Bank, where it will be mentioned that you have to undergo a 2 months physical classroom training with Times Pro. The training fee will be mentioned in the conditional offer letter as well, which we will be discussing at a later stage. Apart from the 2 months physical training with stipend, right, you will also do a 15-day on-the-job training with stipend at Kotak Mahindra office. Once you complete this 2.5 months training, you will be joining the IDFC First Bank as an associate manager acquisition profile. So if there is someone who hasn't uploaded the resume yet, this is your last time, chance to upload the resume, because post that this slide, we will not be taking any resumes. Now let's talk about the stipend, right? So the physical classes are going to happen in Noida, Chennai, Thane, and Bangalore. Okay. For this 2 month period, you will be getting 5,000 per month as a stipend. So for the entire 2 month period, you're getting a stipend of 10,000 rupees. After this 2 month physical classroom training, once you are going for the 15-day on-the-job training at IDFC First Bank, you will get a stipend of 10,000. So overall, you're getting a stipend of 20,000 rupees during the training as well. So 20,000 is essentially a fresher package nowadays, right? But you're getting that in stipend before you have joined the bank. Your starting salary, which we have already discussed, is 4 lakhs per annum plus incentives. You know that in banks, incentives go as high as your monthly salary, right? So if you're joining the IDFC bank and you're performing decently, you can expect your incentive as high as at least your monthly salary per month. That's why banking job is very much lucrative. And once you have completed this 2 months physical classroom training, you'll also get an industry recognized banking certificate from Bennett University. So this certificate will have an added value on your resume, not only during your IDFC first tenure, but in future, if you're making any transition to any other bank, this certificate will have a huge value. Now let's talk about the training fees and the program. The training fees is 75,000 plus taxes, and the entire fee will be reimbursed by the bank after a year of joining. So in a way, the bank itself is sponsoring your entire training fee, and it will be reimbursing the entire 75,000 in a year once you have joined the bank. Now, if you guys have any further questions, further doubts, please feel free to ask me in the chat box. Any questions, any doubts? Any questions, anyone? So the registration fees is important because this is essentially used for helping you with the entire process, right? This is the registration fee, and this is completely refundable. The registration fee is completely refundable once you complete the process. Okay. So if in case you get rejected in the virtual interview, registration fee will be refunded within 24 hours. If you get rejected in the faculty in the face-to-face round, your registration fee will be refunded within 24 hours. Okay. And if you get selected in the faculty in the face-to-face round, and once you complete the registration for the program, right, your registration will be refunded within 24 hours. The entire training fee of 75,000 will be refunded to you after a year you have joined the bank. And my request to you guys is that don't think about the training fees now. Think about that you have to get the conditional offer letter from the bank, because we have flexible options to make the payment. You don't have to make the entire payment upfront. There are flexible EMI options available. There are two interviews involved. One is the virtual interview. For the second interview, you have to travel to your zonal office in any of those cities, Mumbai, Delhi, Bangalore, or Chennai. Face-to-face interview will be happening at the zonal IDFC branch office. And you are not paying anything now apart from the registration fee, which is completely refundable if you are not getting selected or if you are proceeding for the program. Your training fees have to be paid once you have received the conditional offer letter directly from the bank. Before that, you don't have to pay anything in terms of training fee. The final interviews will be happening next week. So from tomorrow onwards, my team will start scheduling the aptitude test. And once you clear the aptitude test, we'll start scheduling the virtual interview. Suraj, no, you cannot pay the training fee after joining. The reason is very simple, right? The reason is that your selection in the virtual interview or in the final face-to-face interview at IDFC first office is going to happen solely on the basis of your aptitude, solely on the basis of your communication skills, right? Majority of you are freshers and you guys don't have any formal training to join a bank. Now, the conditional offer letter states that you can join this bank once you have completed the 75 day of training. Why? This training is mandatory because banks nowadays want employees who can start performing from day one. They don't want to waste any time, effort, and their resource to train new joinees. They want employees who can start performing from day one. That's why you cannot join the bank if you haven't completed this training. This is not the final offer letter. This is the conditional offer letter where it's mentioned that if you wish to join as an associate manager at IDFC First Bank, you have to undergo the 75-day training. 75,000 is the course fees for the 2-month physical classrooms. You will be paid 20,000 stipend. As a part of this training program, you will be also getting the entire reimbursement of the training fee of 75,000 after a year you have joined the bank. All these clauses will be mentioned in your conditional offer letter. Once you fulfill all these clauses, only then you will be able to join the bank. No bank will hire a person who has zero training in a banking product. That's why this training is going to be very much important. And without this training, you guys cannot join the bank. Any other questions? Any other doubt? Renuka, I didn't understand your question. So let me rephrase my answers. Okay. You are going for IDFC first interviews. Once you get selected in the interview, you will get a conditional offer letter where it will be stated that you have to undergo a 75-day training, out of which 2 months will be with Times Pro and 15 days will be at IDFC Bank office. Once you undergo this training, only then you will be allowed to join the bank. Now, for this 75-day training, you are getting a stipend of 20,000 rupees. Apart from that, for the 2-month physical classroom training, you have to pay Times for 75,000 plus taxes, which the bank itself will reimburse after a year. So if you are joining the bank in 2025, in 2026, the bank is going to reimburse the entire training fee to you. Okay. So you are making the fees payment only once you have been selected by the bank and you have got the conditional offer letter. Priyanka, the interview language will be the language in which you are mostly comfortable with. Any other questions? Any other doubts? Akshay, even if you have 2 year experience in banking, the package will be 4 lakhs plus incentive. Any other questions? I hope I have clarified everyone's doubts and queries. So my team will start reaching out to you from tomorrow. People who are eligible, they will be asked to write the tap test, and once you clear the tap test, you have to make the registration fee payment of 500 rupees. Post that, the interviews will be scheduled. The entire registration amount of 500 is also completely refundable. Okay, so don't worry about that. So if you don't clear the virtual interview or the face-to-face interview within 24 hours, your registration amount will be refundable. And if you clear the face-to-face round, then once you have completed the registration for the training program with us, right, your registration amount will be refunded within 24 hours. And the entire fees payment can be done in easy, flexible EMIs. There is no need of upfront payment or paying in 2 installments. See, for the virtual interview, it will be mostly on the lines of why do you want to join IDFC Bank? Tell me something about yourself, right? Why do you want, are you comfortable in sales? Now, for the final face-to-face interview, before you guys go, we will be conducting a mock interview preparation. So, what are the kind of questions the bank will be asking you? We will be preparing you on everything. The zonal offices will be in 4 locations: Mumbai, Delhi, Chennai, and Bangalore. Okay. And your final placement will be in any of these cities if you are based out of these cities, and will be at a branch which is nearest to your current pin code. So for example, if you guys are attending from Mumbai, if someone is at Worli, right, then your branch location will be the IDFC first branch which is nearest to Worli. Okay. Any other questions? I hope I have answered to all your queries and doubts. Okay. So best of luck for the shortlisting and the further tap test, and best of luck for the other rounds. Thank you everyone for joining.